Hey guys, welcome back to XDA. Today we're going to take a look at a device or an accessory that was sent to us by RAVPower. It's a 6-in-1 power bank. Let's check it out. So from what you can see just from right now, you can see that there's many functionalities for this little power bank that has just so many more features. Now, the one thing I want to make sure you guys are aware of, last year Jordan reviewed this version of it. This is the RP-WD01. This is the RP-WD02. Obviously the next successor. They went down in size as far as the actual overall size. Thickness went a little bit bigger to accommodate the bigger battery, of course. This is the 6,000 over the 3,000 that we have built in here. And the beauty of it, of course, is that this was a 5-in-1 and this is a 6-in-1. And I'll cover what that additional one-item functionality we have now. The example that I'm showing you guys here is what is the beauty of this device. Outside of a power bank, which is a great power bank to start with, you can hook up a 750 gig external hard drive directly to it, and you notice it's a one cable connection, and power it using the built-in power bank and access it using the application on the actual, Android device. You can definitely try to use the iOS version or so on, but the functionalities, the full power of the application that they provide is really meant for Android because you can access your entire system. Of course, you can swap this out with a standard USB 3.0 USB stick. This is a 128 gig stick, so it's also compatible with this level. And you can use SD cards with this device. You just have to use the adapter. And I'll explain to you in a second. I have an SD card already inside, but when you put that in your camera to be able to access your high-res pictures on your device, you do need to use an adapter. That's the only difference that they end up doing going from the 01 to the 02 is they drop the size from SD to micro SD. So that's kind of a functionality thing you have to be aware of. But most SD cards that you purchase on the market these days come with an adapter to fit within an SD card. So micro SD to SD converter is always required. But we'll go ahead and I'm going to actually just put the actual device on the side. So we'll go ahead and unlock our device. The application itself, and I'll go over it, it's called Filehub. You're able to actually use this in conjunction with either a Filehub. You can use it with actually Solid Explorer. The only requirement is that the application or the file manager that you're using gives you the ability of accessing FTP sites. The reason I say this is they give you the information or the instruction on how to connect to it using the device from here. Once you have this set up, it gives you access to, and this is the application I'm running it on the Node Edge, no difference on any other device. You have the My Filehub, you connect to it. And obviously the connection is done via Wi-Fi, so I'm connected wirelessly to it. It's powering itself with its own power bank, and I'm able to use it here. Once you connect to it, you have the tab on the left, which is My Filehub, so anything that's accessed through here. And on the right, you have the My Device, which essentially is anything that's on my own device. External SD gives you access to, we'll go back, go home. SD card is the internal storage of the actual device itself. And external SD is the built-in external SD card on the Node Edge. So I have an external SD card on here and I'm able to access information directly from my external hard drive. So that's the difference when you're on the main system. Okay, so this is actually the external drive itself. It gives you access to the SD card volume and the USB disk. The SD is because I have a micro SD plugged into the left side of this actual unit here, and I'll show you guys right there. It's right a little bit here connected. The external the USB drive is the external hard drive. So if I go in here, this is the internal drive itself. I have a video here that I was just doing a test with the SD card. This is a picture video. I'm running a video straight off of the internal unit itself. I'm not running it off the hard drive itself. So yes, cute, cats, all the good stuff. You go back using the back button, and if I click here, you notice now the hard drive is blinking. And I'm able to basically access everything and anything that I had installed or on that drive. And to the point where I'm able to go in, you can see here I'm basically browsing things on the actual unit itself. You can open up pictures. This is earlier from the Big Android Barbecue that I covered for you guys here on XDA. And the beauty of it, it just works very nicely. You're able to scroll through the pictures. The load time initially when you first connect it needs to basically create thumbnails for everything. But overall it works very nice, and you're able to use it and set it up. The setup for the actual router itself to be able to connect to the internet and share internet connection is using it, and I'll go back one time. You have to be in the My Filehub and then go to Settings. And it gives you the access to be able to update the firmware on the unit itself if need be, share internet access using the connected network. So I'm connected to my home network to this, and I'm connected to it using my device. So I'm sharing network connection using my device, using my router. And that way, when I'm connected to my actual devices, I'm not losing internet access. That's one of the other beauty of it. Of course, this file or this hard drive now is accessible through my entire network at home, which is the beauty of the third one of the other functionalities. Because it's connected to my network, I don't necessarily have to connect to it. I just have to connect to my internal home network and launch the FTP site, because it gives us the configuration again on the back of the device. So from what you guys could see with the hands-on, the actual functionalities of this device is really nice. It's a solid power bank, so that's the first thing we need to get out of the door. It's a single port power charger that you're able to connect a device to it and charge it. It powers itself, which is another functionality, and it has a built-in 6,000 milliamp power bank. The upgrade from here, which was to be 3,000, and this is basically the unit that we reviewed for you guys last year. Jordan put out a video right after CES explaining how useful this was for him when he travels. And I do the same thing. I use it, I have it, it's really, really functional, and it works very well. What you get with the new version, obviously, is an upgraded battery size. You have the ability of actually also connecting the regular internet connection using a wire. So if you're in a place where they only give you wired network connection, you're able to get that and make it into a wireless connection, and therefore no more connected to that wire or to that desk in that hotel room that you're going to. Very functional, very nice. You're still able to connect the devices to it, multiple devices, and share network connections between them, accessing multiple different files. You can actually connect multiple things to it, and I say that because you are able to connect directly a USB drive, as I showed you guys with the hands-on, but I also had a micro SD card inside that I was able to access. So you're able to connect two things at the same time and access different things, and different people can access different things. You're also no longer limited to the actual application as you used to be last year. Last year, the main recommendation was to use the Filehub that we used to give you access. That's the RAVPower Filehub. And they now actually support Solid Explorer and ES File Explorer. So any actual file explorer that has the ability of connecting to FTP servers gives you that functionality. And that's what you get out of the other ones. Really, you're connecting an FTP connection to it, and you can send and receive files directly within it. You cannot configure the router using those other applications because the configuration is not the right way. It needs its own setup within the application. But then after that, you can just set up whatever you'd like. Let me know what you guys think. Have you used devices like these, the multi-purpose devices that give you access to information? For me, whenever I travel and I'm about to go on another trip, I definitely always have this device in my backpack. And I used to carry this all the time, and now with the fact that we have this one, this is definitely going to take its place. I appreciate it, and I want to say thanks to RAVPower for providing us this unit for review. It's a great power bank, it's a great file server, file connection, and it's great for the hotel because you don't necessarily have to be connected or at least bound by the restrictions of wired internet anymore. Like and subscribe to this channel, like and subscribe to my channel, and as usual, I will see you guys soon.